The Honourable Annie King.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. And the member who's just resumed his seat was disappointed because we haven't spoken in the language of aspiration, because this side of the House has been pointing out that we believe that the government has become arrogant and out of touch, that they have lost their way and been breaking promises, and we don't resile from that, Mr Mitchell. That is our job, to point out the failures of this government, because they get plenty of sycophantic endorsements from their own members of parliament who can find absolutely nothing wrong in what they do. And I just have to remind Mr Mitchell, when he said that what have they had in leadership over there, well, let me just say Jim Bolger, Jenny Shipley, Bill English, Don Brash, John Key. And I can say there were 5 leaders of the National Party before you got this Prime Minister. So when you quote history, you need to just look a little bit further back, because you'll find it might come to bite you in the bottom. But I'd say to the member, thank you for recognising some of the work that a Labor government did, including free trade deals. But I would have also appreciated if the government opposite at one day could acknowledge the work that the Labor Party did through Michael Cullen in terms of the management of this economy. The very man that you've made chair of the New Zealand Post, because he's so terrible as Minister of Finance, you wanted him to run Postbank. Well, of course, we know the reason why he was made the chair of Postbank was because, and New Zealand Post, is because he was such a good manager of the economy. And I want to point out to the members opposite where I think there is a real problem in this financial review, and it is in the area of health. I am very concerned about what is happening in health. Now, I've sat through the financial reviews, so have the members.
No, yes, that's the next debate. Health doesn't come under this one.
This is the general debate that includes health?
No, health comes next. And number 2, theme number 2 is
I thought we could do any theme under the one heading.
No, I've already indicated. I've already indicated what the committees are. Health does not come under this one. It is on the next one.
Well, in that case, Mr Speaker, beg your pardon?
She can speak on anything.
No.
Sorry, Mr Chairman, I never heard your ruling, and the understanding we had was under the themes that we're doing, we could actually speak on anything.
No, order. When we started this debate at 5:20, I indicated clearly the 7 themes. Yep. There's going to be 7 themes, and we're on theme number 1. When we started after dinner at 7:30, I actually read out once again what those themes were. And just to make note of this, we're talking about the relevant services for business, accident compensation, commerce and consumer affairs, customs, economic development, foreign affairs and trade, immigration, labour, science, innovation and tourism. Those are the themes that we're on. Health comes into the next debate.
Thank you. Yeah, I was only having one. Thank you, Mr Chairman. Unfortunately, not everybody sits listening to every word that's said in the House at 5:20 and at 7:30. Some of us actually were at other functions. So I apologise to the House for not speaking on the right area, but I would like to speak about Labor. And that is under this area, I am told. And we know that when we left government, we had one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world. And we did that through sheer hard work and good management of the economy. Now, we acknowledge the government went through a global financial crisis, but we're now talking about in our 7th year on. And this government cannot continue to blame the global financial crisis for everything that is wrong in New Zealand. Whenever it goes wrong, say, but there was a global financial crisis. Remember, the Prime Minister told us 5 years ago the global financial crisis was over, that it was finished. But John Key has not delivered on his promise for jobs in this country. He has not delivered, and what worries us is when you look at those unemployment figures and you look in the regions of New Zealand, you have to be concerned at those who are not getting jobs, particularly our young people. And you only need to see some of the figures, the numbers of young people who are missing out because this government will not focus on the fact that the concentration should be on getting our young people into work. They talk about what they've done, but I have to say, Mr Speaker, it has been abysmal, particularly for Maori and Pacifica youth in this country, and we ought to worry about that. That is a generation that is going to miss out unless there is a greater focus put on it. We also know that under the Labor portfolio that this government has been very miserly when it comes to the minimum wage. And when we promoted a minimum wage that was close to the living wage, this government had plenty of excuses why people shouldn't be paid enough to live on. And I'd say to those members, go and spend a day with home care workers in this country who are paid the minimum wage, looking after our old folk, doing work that is difficult, and then ask yourself again whether you are doing the right thing in employment.
Order.